That can wait then. I noticed a typo. That was it.
Oh, is it in the stream schedule?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed it too.
Okay.
After the fact. We're back, everybody. I think things on my end seem to be working okay now, so hopefully they're working on Twitch's end as well, and we won't have this like cut out every 30 seconds like it was doing earlier today. But all right, so I think we introduced everybody except for Alex. If Zoom's working now, tell us a little bit about you in Seattle. Alex? It's still frozen?
No, I'm joking with you.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Damn, gremlins are everywhere today.
Hello, hi, I'm Alex. I'm a digital artist.
Connection. All right, it's reconnected now, but I don't know how long it's gonna last.
I see us.
Everybody talk really fast.
It was trying to. That was the thing. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this little joke first, and then I'm going to get through my intro real fast so we can play.
Hey, well, we seem to be live.
Are we live?
Right, we're live now, so
okay.
Give it a try. We'll see how long this lasts, because Twitch is
Hi, I'm playing Seattle. He's old. He stays his dad.
All right. Awesome. All right. So last time that we had an episode was the finale for last season, and you all got sort of kidnapped ish by the very polite mafia, and you found out that they knew who Guy was, and his husband, and there was definitely some familial ties there that were alluded to, and at the very end, sort of a camera panning after the credits type deal, the big boss guy had a picture of Daisy and seemed very interested in the fact that Daisy was with all of you. And that's kind of where things ended, but you all were sort of on your way to Mars, having... Okay, we're just dropping frames, we're not disconnected. All right, that's fine. Having, done all that ordeal on Earth, you were heading out to Mars. What's the crew doing on the ship, having left orbit?
I believe we're having a beach party.
Yeah, I think if no one else
Seattle builds a barbecue.
Yeah, if no one else wants to like foot the bill, I think that would be Sparky suggesting it to people, because first off they have some news they'd like to share, and then they would also like to, talk to everyone, because it feels like we haven't had a chance to actually talk in a long time because we've always been busy with heists.
That's true.
Mark, you should plan a family dinner.
No, we did those. Those are awkward. we always end up like accusing Daisy of shit, and then building mashed potato maps.
I was gonna say there's always the mashed potato maps that happen.
We'll always have mashed potatoes. Fuck, I don't know. I think Sparky's probably trying to figure out if they should like make sand for the beach party. like kinetic sand kind of thing.
Yeah. And I will say this too, if there's something that you wanted to buy on Earth before you left, there would have been time to do that, I think. So like if you wanted to buy a bunch of sand for one of the rooms for some reason,
God.
like just floating that out there, that's a possibility.
Seattle gets some bacterial cultures for his cheese that you can only get on Earth, and buys a bunch more cheese for the cheese cooler.
Of course, which I think we've repaired by now.
Yeah.
I think that's been fully repaired and
It's been very
repainted and-
cleaned and repaired and maintained and
Yeah.
like calibrated.
We spent some time cleaning it out.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. That's what Seattle's doing.
Sparky got right up inside there.
So what's everyone else doing?
Captain's piloting and wondering what a beach party is.
Oh my God! Please say Sparky got some beach balls.
I will neither confirm nor deny anything. Also, don't feel like you have to like that I'm the only one that can do stuff with it. You all can. Like, I think Sparky would have just sent out like a shitty poster to everyone over the communicators and been like, beach party tomorrow, captain's deck.
I am going to go and make that now.
Captain's
Okay.
deck, you're just gonna.
I think Sparky would have asked Captain first. Because, they realized that maybe they should ask instead of doing things first. Especially when it involves the captain. Captain, can we have a beach party in the cockpit on the bridge?
What's a beach party?
Well, like normally there's a beach and you kind of have a party on it.
We're on a spaceship, Sparky.
Mm-hmm.
How are you planning to accomplish this?
I'm glad you asked. I'm gonna get some like inflatables and bring them in and like put up because we can bring up like screens. I was gonna put up like a beach screensaver to pretend. It's pretend. We're pretending we're on a beach.
Inflatable what?
Flamingos.
Why would you need an inflatable flamingo?
Because you can wear them. There's a palm tree too. and a pool, but I won't put any water in it. I feel like I'm like 6 asking for a birthday party that my mom's like, you're 6.
Yeah. No, honey, you can't have champagne at your birthday party. You're 6.
Right. If you believe this will somehow benefit the rest of the crew,
Well, I was thinking because then we could all like talk because we don't really talk much. Like we talk when there's like a job to do, but we don't talk. Do you know? Do I have to explain that one?
I suppose you just wish for a social event.
Yeah, because like I don't feel like we know each other that well.
What is the dress code for a beach party?
So like swimwear or Hawaiian shirts or like button-up shirts or like a just like bright, like just something bright.
If you'll be responsible for the setup and cleanup, I see no problem.
Okay. And like as soon as Sparky is turned around to go and start preparing, there's Mom said it was okay. And then they sent out the poster.
You definitely get a reply back from Daisy that it's just a frog and a question mark, and it says, 1, is Captain's Deck the bridge? And 2, how? Question mark.
Sparky sends back 2 palm tree emojis, both facing inwards, and a frog with sunglasses on, and then a pina colada next to it.
Daisy just does the like shrugging lady emoji. And says, okay, are we wearing swimsuits? Should I bring anything?
Dealer's choice. Bring whatever you want, but make sure it's like poppy.
All right. So the Daisy stops communicating at that point, presumably getting ready for whatever this thing's gonna be. What does everybody else do?
Seattle is
So-
confused and just sends a question mark back.
I think Sparky would send the same emojis that they sent Daisy,
Okay.
and then would follow
Question
it
mark,
up
question mark, question mark.
would follow it up with wear one of your Hawaiian shirts.
There's about a 10-minute pause, and then he sends back a pineapple pig and stick emoji. Question mark.
Sparky sends a frog emoji and a thumbs up. At some point in these seasons, we are just gonna like make frog. Like we should just have little sticks with frogs on them, and communicate purely in emoji.
Hey, I did make
That's
a frog
a
emoji
brilliant
for
idea.
Raven for Raven to drop in.
Oh, lovely. But yeah, Sparky would be like, yeah, you can do that. As long as everyone can eat it. What am I doing?
Seattle's gonna go and get a really nipple after looking up a recipe. Because he did a very quick search on what the fuck a beach party's supposed to be.
All right. What is the doctor's reaction to this? I'm curious. Oh, well, nope. Internet.
Oh,
The internet's dying again. It is on my
Oh.
end.
I was gonna say you're still
Um,
here for us.
I was running a continuous ping while this was happening. It looks like it is the internet on my end. So
Ugh.
we're mostly back.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, yeah, we're back. Sorry about that, everybody. The internet here is just deciding to kind of be horrible. So what was the doctor's reaction to this message?
So the doctor. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to think what had just happened. I would imagine the doctor gets this text as they're trying to teach Seth Go. And so they're sitting there playing this game with Seth, and they get this message. And so their reaction is actually going to be largely based on Seth's reaction.
I think Seth is getting this and is just like, huh, okay. And he'll look over at the doctor and be like, have you ever been to a beach or a party?
Jack just gets this wicked grin on their face. They're like, I don't recall. But I think I have just the thing for you.
Oh no.
And then ensue this montage, like the stressing montage where it's like, Jack just throwing different swimming trunks at Seth and
Okay. I think Seth would probably end up with if you're throwing a bunch of different styles at him, I kind of imagine him ending up with like khaki cargo shorts that are like the outdoorsy kind that can sort of double as swim trunks if you need them to. No shirt and like a bandana around his head like a sweatband. And a very awkward expression. And Seth will probably look at you and just be like, so this is beach party attire? Because I feel like I'm just getting ready to take a bath or something weird while doing karate. Are you sure?
I have no idea how you managed to find those in what I gave you. But yeah, this will do. Yes, and Jack is like in this very nice tailored suit. So not at all beach attire.
So that's definitely gonna pick up on that and just be like, so what about, I mean, that's very different from what I'm wearing. Is that like a beach party suit? Because it kind of just looks like what you normally wear.
Yes, this is like what I normally wear. Would you feel more comfortable if I changed?
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be super comfortable in this period, but I'll get used to it, I guess. So it's really up to you. I just don't know anything about what we're supposed to be doing. I've not really been to parties or to beaches or to beach parties before.
What a mess of a crew we
Alright.
are.
Okay.
Right.
So Jackie just gets on the internet, pulls up like beach party, and just like sets Seth in front of the computer and like goes to
no.
change.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Meanwhile, wherever Annie and Liam are, what's Annie's reaction to this?
I love you just assume that Annie is with Liam now, just and in general. So Annie gets this text message that says beach party, right? That's what Sparky did. Okay. Annie's not surprised that it's just a weird fucking text message from Sparky anymore. Like, she's just like, yeah, what else am I really supposed to expect here? To be honest with you, she's not super fazed by it. And I mean, she doesn't have any objections. She just kind of looks at Liam and she's like, huh?
Liam just sort of shrugs like, I mean, sounds kind of fun. I didn't expect a themed party on the ship, but I'm not opposed.
Annie just
We'll crawl across this beach party finish line if it kills us.
All right. I'm gonna
Also,
shoot.
I love that Jackie was just going like full tilt into it.
I know, right?
Just
What?
beach party. Yes, beach party. Search it up. I'll go change.
Also, y'all like the shirt that Seattle's like. Yeah, if Seattle probably does own a Hawaiian shirt, but he doesn't own like one of the cheesy ones.
Right.
He owns one of the sexy ones.
Yeah, one of the like Miami 5-0 kind of. Yeah. I've never seen.
Oh,
that shirt,
goodness.
That's what I assume.
All right. I think we're back. So, yeah, Liam goes on to explain, like, yeah, it was really bad. The adults were all drunk at these things, and well, there was one year where we snuck in and stole a bunch of the fireworks, and that was fun. But we got in a lot of trouble for that. But it was fun.
I mean, ballsy, on brand. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But that's about the extent of what Liam has to say on the subject. Liam grabs, like, standard swim trunks and a Hawaiian shirt.
Why do
sort of like-
all of these people just suddenly have swim gear in the middle of space? I'm so confused.
Don't worry, Seattle doesn't actually have any on him. He's
For when
just
you're going- you're
he's
putting
not
on
wearing
swimsuits.
he's not wearing swim bottoms. That's for sure.
It's going swimming in space.
Yeah. And because I imagine you just have like a variety of outfits for any situation, given how many heists and things that you've done so far.
What if it's a pool party heist?
Yep.
Well, now we have to do a pool party heist, don't we?
Yep.
That was the plan all along.
But yeah, he's got like normal swim trunks on, like a Hawaiian shirt, just like unbuttoned, and sandals.
Sandals.
Or flip flops. I don't know. One of the two.
No brother of mine is gonna be caught dead wearing sandals. What do you mean, ma'am?
Would you prefer if it was Crocs?
These are my Crocs. Absolutely not. All right. Excuse me while I recite all my memes and TikToks. It's fine. I don't know. Annie probably, sure, if they're prepared for all sorts of things, she probably has like some sort of swimsuit in her belongings. I feel like to make it more beachy themed, she does that thing where she takes like like the wraparound that ties on the hip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just has one of those on as well.
Okay. Did Sparky have like a time on the little poster as to when everybody should show up on the bridge?
Yeah, like whatever like midday time is for us, because it's space.
Okay. So like
Time is an
noon
illusion.
ship time.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like lunchtime-ish.
Captain doesn't know what to wear.
I mean, if she wants help, Sparky's probably in the bridge setting stuff up, so.
Sparky, I have nothing but dresses.
Dresses are fine. Like if it's like a sundress, that would work. Or like if you have like
No.
a skirt and then like a top would work.
My dresses all look like this, and she motions to her petticoated full dress with long sleeves.
I mean, like if you want to wear that, I'm not gonna say no. It's just like I don't know if you'll fit the stuff I have. Sparky like kind of like sizes her up. Like, how tall is Captain?
She's like 5'5", 5'6".
I think we're actually really close in height. I think we are actually close in height. Yeah, I think Sparky would bring you a few things. Like they're not gaudy, but they're very bright. There's like a lot of like kind of like what Annie would have, like the tied skirt and like just kind of like mid-length skirts, and then kind of just tops, just an arrangement of tops.
Well, at that point, everyone would see that her arms aren't finished. She has no skin on her arms.
Right.
She's just mechanical.
In the bridge, or is it just Sparky seeing their nightmare come to life?
Currently just Sparky.
Oh, good.
Everybody else is getting ready right now.
Okay. Yeah, Sparky does their best to not notice. Because A, they don't want to make Captain anxious, quote unquote. They're not sure if Captain can feel anxious. And B, they don't want to bring attention to it. Yeah, nope, don't want to talk about that. That's uncomfortable. We don't talk about Mom's lack of skin on her arms. We just don't. So yeah, Sparky would just like help her pick out an outfit and see what she's into.
She'd probably just pick out kind of like a simple tank top and then like kind of baggy knee-length shorts and then like one of those waist tie around things.
Yeah, I dig it. I am looking up the most ridiculous outfits. Just want you to know.
Fantastic. Okay. Well then, when the time comes around, describe for us what you've set up on the bridge of the ship there, Sparky.
So it's about as impressive as like a low budget con would be. For those playing at home, if you know what I mean, just giggle along. There is a pool, like an inflatable kiddie pool in the center. They haven't moved the consoles, but they've like draped like paper flower kind of.
Balls in the ball pit.
No, there are
Oh,
no balls in the
no.
ball pit because it's
No.
a pool. It's a pool. It just has no water in it. But yeah, there's like fake kind of flower wreaths over things. They've got palm trees set up flanking the display, and then they've got this really like picture a fireplace for Christmas, but it's like a beach scene for a beach party. So it's like sunlit beach waves coming in, and they've got the audio coming in over the speakers.
Amazing. All right. Who enters this scene first, do you think?
Seattle
Why would
shows
be
up
there?
with a very large amount of meat.
Really? On
Okay.
season 3, episode 1? That's what you're gonna lead with?
Yep.
Just gonna softball it in like that. Oh goodness. Okay. What is Seattle's reaction to seeing all of this?
Kind of confused. And like, why are rich people so interested in this?
I don't know. Like it just seemed fun. I looked up a bunch of pictures online, so that's mostly where
You're
I
going
got
to
most of
clean
this
the
from.
sand out, right?
I mean, like it's not.
All of the sand.
It's
He
not,
said he was going
All-
to.
It's not real sand.
They.
It's not real sand. And yeah, like I put. You can't see it, but there's liners underneath it, so you can just like hoist it up.
It's a giant kitty box.
No. Your support animal's not coming, right?
No, I left them in hydroponics.
Okay. That's good. So
I
yeah.
didn't want you suddenly deciding to cook it.
I wouldn't want to cook it. That's
All the pictures of beach parties I found just large animals on sticks being roasted over fire.
I don't think I could kill your animal. I think it would eat me.
Why do they place them on sticks?
Don't know.
Because
Rich people are weird.
I think it's so that they can like move them easily. That I don't know. The only time I ever see that is on like shish kebabs, and then it's like
The shish kebab.
What is a shish kebab?
so we put little bits on a stick and then eat it.
Bits of what?
Stuff.
It's the stuff. About that time that you're having that conversation,
So a popsicle?
Seth walks in. And he's changed clothes again after being sat in front of a thing about beach parties. And has come back with like a grass skirt type thing on over the shorts. And has somehow managed to make a like a bikini top out of a cantaloupe and butcher string. And it's just very messy and sticky and just ridiculous looking.
So not like a dried cantaloupe, like
No,
just
like,
straight
like,
up.
Like he just sliced open a cantaloupe, scooped out the melon part, and tried to put it together with butcher string.
Why is he like this?
Bless.
Seattle
Because
looks at
Walker-
it just sighed. Why are you sticky?
So like couldn't get all the cantaloupe juice out. We didn't have coconuts, so I figured this is like it was the closest thing I could.
Why would you need coconuts?
The doctor showed me things like I've never been to a beach or to a party or to a beach party, so the doctor showed me stuff on the computer, and a lot of the people were wearing stuff like this. So
I think
Is
we
this
should
not
stay
right?
away from the doctor for a while. I think we're gonna have to have a talk to the doctor.
Okay.
Seattle wants to know what the fuck the doctor's been showing him.
Seth holds up like this bowl of like balled out cantaloupe. It's like, I brought cantaloupe.
I do not understand. Is it meant to imitate a feminine form?
I don't even know. I mean, now that I think about it, it was mostly girls that had the coconut shell thing on, but
I'll get you a towel.
I like to think that at this point, when they're all discussing this absolute mess, is when Annie walks in.
Absolutely.
And she just stands in the doorway and looks between everybody in the scene that's going on here, puts her hands on her hips, and just sighs because she's not surprised.
Yeah, Seth turns around and just gets even more awkward. Seeing Annie in the room, and sort of tries to do the like crossing his arms over the makeshift bikini top thing, but he's got a bowl of cantaloupe in his hand, and so it just doesn't really work. So it's just sort of like constantly trying to cross his arms, but not really able to find a good way to do so. So yeah, he just stands there awkwardly doing that and says, "Oh,
Jesus, this kid."
Hi."
He's holding the bowl of cantaloupe. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So he scooped it out and took it to the party.
Yep.
Well, at least he's not wasteful. I mean,
Yeah.
That is true.
Always
use all parts of the fruit.
We don't waste in this ship, okay?
No.
Food's expensive, especially
We are conscious.
fresh melons.
Yeah, so Sparky would grab like they've got like a pile of towels off to the side, so they'd grab one and like give it to Seth and like maybe trade for the cantaloupe.
Yeah, he eagerly hands you the bowl of cantaloupe and just starts like. And when I say it's makeshift, I mean it's literally a few bits of butcher string and two cantaloupe rinds. So he's just like
floss held on.
Yeah, easily like just holds up a cup and is like just wiping his chest underneath.
And Sparky's like, "What? You can just take the other. Like, you don't have to."
All right.
Yeah.
I put
Pay
a
for
lot
effort. No, it was good.
I put a lot of work into it, and so I didn't want to just like give up, but I don't think it's working.
Yeah, no, it's not working.
So he just sort of takes it off and just sort of hangs it off of one of the consoles.
All I can
Liam
picture
came
is
in.
Tolan calling.
Oh
Be
my
amazing.
god.
Yes.
Liam walks in about the same time as Annie does, so he's just watching all of this, basically trying not to laugh out loud, really struggling, and is just shaking his head with a big grin on his face. Like, oh my god.
Annie is trying to mask her own smile, and when she sees that Liam is kind of like trying to keep it together, she like elbows him and then in the ribs.
I am dropping something for you guys in Discord.
Alright. Liam just kind of says, does a little ow, and then starts laughing. But manages to regain his composure pretty quickly. And then about that time, Daisy walks in, and that sort of same awkward energy, like this is not what I'm normally comfortable wearing, sort of awkwardness, because she comes in with like a two-piece bikini that's got like a circuit board pattern on the fabric, and also has one of those like little skirt tie things around her waist too, like kind of like what Annie has. But she comes walking in, arms crossed and everything, very awkward, not used to showing that much skin, but is embracing this, exploring different styles. Walks in on all of this and is just like, what the hell?
Oh, I forgot to mention
Is
what
going
Seattle's
on?
wearing on the bottom half. So he's wearing the very nice Hawaiian shirt, which is like black with like nice pretty florals and it's like embroidery and stuff on it. Bottom hats with leather booty shorts.
Oh God. So yeah, Daisy seeing that and seeing, Seth taking off this cantaloupe shell bikini top thing is just like, first of all, doing the like hand up here, trying not to look at her dad, and just goes, "What the hell is going on?"
Seattle Science Beach Party.
Yeah, I think it's a different kind of party that you'd wear those shorts to, Dad.
I've never been to a beach. I don't swim. This is the closest thing I had to the pictures I found.
Okay.
I'm not the one wearing a cantaloupe on their chest.
Seth just looks over at Seattle and then looks over at Daisy and just beat red and just goes, we didn't have any coconuts. So, it was the closest thing could get. Daisy just looks at Seth for a second, and it's just that blank stare. And then looks over to Annie, just with a look of like, help. And then goes over to, I assume there's a table with food and stuff on it.
Yeah.
Goes over to that and sets down a container where she's apparently made something. But she hasn't shared what it is. So the only person not there is the doctor. What happens there? When is the doctor coming in? What's their reaction?
So the doctor comes in. They've now changed to just black knee-length swim trunks and a white button-down short-sleeve open shirt. And they take a look around. Their eyes land on Seth. By the gods, Seth.
Yeah.
What rabbit hole on the tube of you did you go down? I gave you a video of a beach party and you are wearing cultural attire from what the hell? And then he just, they just go and they grab him by the ear and they just drag him out of the room to go change.
All right. All right.
In the void of silence that's left behind after this, Annie's like, well, I don't remember, but I have a feeling that this is what it feels like to anger a parent.
Liam just sort of shrugs and goes, yeah, no, that's fair.
So Sparky, sensing that everything is starting to unravel at the seams, is gonna like gesture towards the food, and they've laid out like kind of like just a modest beach spread, like a picnic almost, and kind of just be like, make yourselves at home, and they've set up a couple of like deck chairs, I think, and like maybe some.
Seattle pulls out the electric knife in order to carve the very large roast of a quarter of a pig times
like
a quarter of a pig.
Nice.
Yeah, and they'd kind of address everyone like, so thanks for coming to the beach party. I know it was super last minute and nobody really knows what a beach party is, myself included. This was the best I could find. But I kind of thought, because we just survived like 3 death-defying events in the last couple of weeks, that we could maybe use some kind of R&R and like get to know each other, because I don't like we've done stuff together, but I don't feel like I know all of you that well. Like I trust you. And they kind of looks like a Daisy, like a like just so but like I don't I don't like know your favorite thing. Not that we all know our favorite thing. Just like what I just want to get to know you.
There's an
Sparky
awkward
wishes for
silence.
socialization.
just points at Captain like Captain said socialization.
At that point, Daisy takes the lid off of the container that she had brought to the party and says, well, I have something to help with that. And she pulls out, it's basically just a giant Tupperware container full of Jell-O shots. Various flavors of...
I was hoping that
Of
or
Jell-O
jungle
shots.
juice.
Yeah. She's like, this ought to help. For legal reasons, clarification, the drinking age in space is 18 or above.
Which means Liam's not drinking, and neither is Seattle.
Not because of age. We should probably clarify that.
Yeah.
No, gosh. Yeah, the legal upper drinking age is 50.
So like,
You're
after,
not
like
old enough.
10 minutes, I think the doctor would come back with Seth wearing a outfit that's more similar to what Liam is wearing.
Okay. And Seth, I think some point during like the conversation of picking out a new outfit, Seth's just like, okay, so I was supposed to go for like the middle of like what I had and then what was in that video, right? So like this is the middle ground, right?
Like yeah. I mean, yeah. It's clear that Sparky is not really sure what Seth's about. It's just like
You're supposed to pick the thing that I was
Seattle-
going to get you
Seattle's
to pick
like-
when I gave you an option.
Maybe you shouldn't be wearing fruit.
Yeah. I was raised basically in a bubble. I have no idea contextually what any of this stuff means. But this is cool. This is comfortable.
I have 3 months of memories.
Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. Jackie, like at this point, just like moons everybody and is like, and then pulls back their pants up and says, leave the child alone. Talk about something else.
What the sweet absolute fuck is happening with this character?
Seattle's very...
Jackie!
Seattle's starting to think they may have something going on with their butt.
listen, all Sparky knows is it's a power move and they're scared.
Is this a greeting?
Could be. We don't know.
So Daisy, who has
This is
the
problem. We don't know each other.
has the container of Jell-O shots, just again blank stare at
I
the
think-
doctor.
I think
Then looks
Sparky's
to everybody else.
like just like as Daisy's looking around, Sparky's just gonna grab a Jell-O shot and like down it.
Yeah, Daisy would be like, all right, so the doctor's already had plenty. Just like set the thing aside. And then also we'll pull a smaller container out of the big one and hand it to Seattle and says, these are just Jell-O, so you can participate.
Seattle sits there and just eats Jell-O. Not even keeping up with the shots. He's just eating Jell-O because it's fucking Jell-O.
Yeah.
Oh, you gave him dessert before his dinner.
Oh my goodness. All right. So now that everybody's getting Jell-O shots and is assembled, what is everybody doing?
Seattle's carving the meat. It's loud. Kind of sounds like industrial machinery going on.
Okay.
It's the perfect.
He
background.
does not know how to carve meat of this sort of size. It's messy.
We're such a fucking mess.
Captain is staring at the flamingo. He doesn't know what to think.
You ever get the
And-
feeling you were born into the wrong family?
all the time.
I mean, she can't drink, she can't eat, so she's just gonna kind of sit there.
All of our characters are that character from their family.
Yeah.
And now we're all trying to socialize.
Yeah. This is why we haven't talked. Pablo.
So, Daisy, sensing the awkwardness, is going to have a couple of Jello shots in each hand, and it's going to go over to Annie and offer a couple of them and say, "So, this is awkward.
Annie does indeed take them. And does the mom thing where you like the supervised mom thing, and for legal reasons this is a joke. But she takes one for herself and one for someone else in the room. And like I said, for legal reasons, it's a joke. But yeah, she takes her own Jello shot, and she kind of looks around the room. She's not ignoring Daisy. She's just kind of doing like a very slow look around the room to kind of take in what each person is doing.
Yeah.
And her expression is just like a mixture of like a little bit of fondness, but also like, what the hell is happening? And she's like, yeah, sure is something.
Yeah, Daisy kind of does the same thing. It's just sort of like, I'm going to stand and be awkward wherever I am, but I'm going to choose to stand and be awkward next to you. Kind of a thing. And just looks around and goes, so, I mean, it's sort of like a beach party.
Jack is like sitting on like a chair, or actually Jack brought a towel with them that's just like out on the floor, and they're just sitting on the floor like kind of like lounging, reading a book, and then they'll look up as Daisy's like trying to break the awkwardness and just be like, so has anybody had any memories surface?
Well, I did have one come to mind. This is Daisy talking. Of seeing you drop your pants in front of everybody. And I'm really trying to forget that one.
Seattle signs, which time did they drop the pants? Because it's becoming a habit.
Daisy's just like, I'm trying not to remember any of them. Just, yeah. Downs another Jello shot. So is everybody just sort of standing around awkwardly silent?
So
Oh no,
awkward.
Seattle's still working on the meat.
Okay.
The car race, it looks like somebody chainsawed a carcass.
Oh my god.
Well, Sparky is gonna pipe up and say, "Well,
Also, there's chunks of pineapple.
oh, nice. I did have a memory show up recently. When it
Electric,
was
I saw it turns off.
You were saying?
because when Annie and I were looking something up, which I'll get to because that's something that I'm gonna do. It's on Mars. It's not important right now. But it was something about my past and the I had an uncle who took care of me, I guess. I can't remember his name, but he was kind of warm and kind of just like he was a firm kind of caretaker, but he wasn't unfair. I kind of like it. It seemed like a nice memory. I don't know. It's fuzzy. But he was on Mars, so that was why I was hoping to go there.
And as everyone's sort of awkwardly standing around after hearing that, Seth just sort of chimes in with a, "Oh, that's cool. What's it like? What's having an uncle like? Like that sounds. Uncles are like the cool relatives, right?"
I guess I don't remember a lot. Like it's just kind of fuzzy little bits and pieces. I think he was teaching me to cook at some point. Yeah, and then he was teaching me to play violin. Like he seems like an okay guy. I don't know if he's still alive, but I didn't seem that old in the memory.
You can play violin.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool.
It never came up. This is what I mean, because like nobody knew that. Nobody asked me like, hey, what are your hobbies? We never had the chance or the forethought to do that.
Daisy chimes in. It's like, yeah, usually we're like trying not to die or trying to make money or
I figured
avoid getting
your
arrested.
hobby was fashion.
Well, I mean that too, but
then Seth sort of blurts out and goes, see, I don't know any of my family.
oh, Seth.
How
Seattle,
close to
Seattle,
Jack is
Seattle
Seth?
signs. Well, you do now.
What was that, Riley?
How close is Seth to Jack?
I mean, the bridge isn't that large. You could probably take 2 steps and be within arm's reach of him. Why do you
Jack
ask?
just like throws a paper plane like right at Seth's forehead.
Seth sort of ducks out of the way. This is like, what was that for? Just trying to say something relatable.
And Seattle signs. Well, you do now.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, like you all are kind of like my family now. That's cool. I'm glad about that. I was trying to join the conversation.
Is Seattle still trying to struggle with the meat?
Oh yeah.
Captain's gonna finally stand up, extend her arm blades, and just kind of move him aside.
Okay. Seattle feels very inadequate currently. He just turns it off and just like, oh, okay, ma'am.
And she's just
Man,
gonna
this is
plainly
open
say,
news.
pig flesh is very similar to human. And start carving it.
And Seattle's like, I knew that for some reason. Apparently it tastes the same.
I do not know about taste, but
I don't know how I know that.
Yeah, Daisy is standing there like, no, just stop talking.
Sparky's gonna gesture to
Stop
Daisy
talking.
to like throw them another cello shot.
Especially
And,
funny because Daisy didn't know very much about Guy's past at all.
Yeah. And these are in like individual little plastic little cup containers. You can just pop the lid off. So yeah, she just grabs one and just chucks it at you,
Okay.
like to you, not at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom's got the blades out again.
Seattle is like watching and like admiring and like learning from how the captain is cutting up this this flesh. By the way, be useful to know for later.
you need to cut with the grain of meat. Otherwise, it simply falls apart.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
So Daisy looks over at Eddie. It's just like, so I've been to some awkward family dinners as a child. This is even more awkward.
And Annalise, have you had any memories surface?
So before the doctor asks that question, Annie kind of gives a tight-lipped smile to Daisy, and she's like, "Well, I've been told that I've been to some doozies when I was younger, but unfortunately, I don't remember them." And then when the doctor asks, she's like, "Not that I know of, not particularly, no."
Before Annie answers the doctor, Daisy just has like this weird expression, and just like under her breath, is like, "The fuck is Annalise?" And then it clicks when Annie answers.
Talking about this right here.
And then
Is she
and then
close enough
figures
to
it out.
Annie
You know?
that? Yeah, is she close enough to Annie that Annie would hear her say that?
Probably. Like it was definitely just saying it to herself, but you could probably hear it.
Annie just looks at her and kind of shakes her head a little bit. She's like, Annie isn't my full name. It's a nickname.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. That sounds so weird. You're Annie.
Has anybody referred to Annie by the last name that would have come up on the computer search
I
yet?
don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Everybody calls you Annie.
Yeah, okay. Irrelevant. Keep going.
Yeah. I think Seth's still trying to like engage in the conversation. So it was just like, yeah, so yeah, I was kind of raised in a bubble. I don't know a lot of cultural stuff. Like I mean, like beach parties or like appropriate conversation at these sort of things. But like, uh, what's everyone's favorite type of cloud? I'm I like the cumulonimbus ones. They're the big ones. They're pretty cool. Storm clouds.
Seattle like stops and like actually takes like a think about it. It's like the little wispy ones.
Cirrus?
Yeah, I think that's what they're called. That's cool.
I don't know the name for clouds.
We grew ourselves up on a ship. I like the ones that like wave on the bottom. They have like the ridges.
Oh yeah, those are neat. Yeah, those are like you see those before the storm clouds. I think so that's cool. And Seth looks over at Annie. He's like, "What's your favorite kind of cloud?" He's trying so hard.
This fucking bean. Oh,
Oh God, love him.
Boy.
Annie kind of awkwardly like looks around to see if she can come up with an answer. 'Cause she's just like, I like the ones that look like other things.
He just sort of nods, just like, "That's cool. That's cool. That's cool." And then he looks at everybody, sort of being quiet, and just like, "Well, that's all I got. What do you all want to talk about?"
Jack just has this look like, why is that, like, dear gods, why is this the one that I had to take under my wing? I am just like, I want to simultaneously smack this child as well as like pat them on the head because I feel so bad for them.
it was either Seth being like socially unaware, or it was Sparky being socially awkward. You got the better of the two, I'd say.
That's fair.
Captain got the worst end of the deal, I can guarantee you. Speaking of Captain, though, Sparky, having, if she's still carving or is just finished, would pointedly ask the Captain, Cap, can we talk about your arm knives? Do you know anything about them? Can we talk about that? 'Cause that's
And she just holds them up.
mm-hmm.
They're what I was always equipped with.
And we don't know why.
Not at this point in time, no. They don't seem to require any form of maintenance, such as sharpening. But I assume it must be experimental, as I lack dermis on my arms. Perhaps they did not know how to accurately hide it and also keep my blades accessible. So obviously it was for some kind of surreptitious use.
Seattle holds up his hand briefly, just be like, "Do you want me to throw together some plans for something that might do that?"
It does not concern me either way. Does it make other people uncomfortable?
It makes it harder for you to pass as human.
I suppose that is fair. That is why my clothes have long sleeves.
So anybody that's had more than 2 Jello shots, roll physical fortitude for me, because Daisy is pretty damn tipsy. That's what Daisy's up to. Physical fortitude.
Sorry,
That's a
I just
skill.
saw Daisy rolling again, and after season
there it
1,
is.
I'm now like paranoid of my child doing shit.
This is gonna go really badly. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't forget Sparky's unlucky.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Sparky's
That's
also
true.
lightweight.
So yeah, Sparky and Daisy are both not like, shit faced or anything, but they're
We're getting there.
they got a nice
Got a
buzz
happy
going
little
on.
buzz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda
Seattle
smooth over
is
the awkwardness.
past them with like some non-alcoholic fruit punch thing, and just making sure they each have a big glass of that and
Nice.
not more Jello shots.
Sparky would take a Jello shot with it.
Yep.
Because
All right, that's
this
fine.
is the
know what?
most awkward.
You know what?
Um,
Fine, but at least I'm not gonna let you die of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah. So Daisy's, feeling pretty good about life at the moment. And looks over at Sparky and is just like, "You have the best fashion sense. Like, your use of colors is great."
It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Isn't that the
Really?
nicest thing that she's ever said to me? That's really nice.
That's the nicest.
Probably.
I should say nice things to you more then.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. Hey, let's all say nice things about each other.
That's a good idea.
Cap, you're really good at being the captain. Like really good. Like you were born for it. It's kind of weird, but like really good because like you're trying. You got like people you like. It's really good.
Thank you.
And like Sparky points at Daisy, like, it's your turn.
So
Seattle's
Daisy's
like 3 seconds from like bolting from this room right now.
Daisy is closest to Annie, so she just looks back over at Annie and is just like, "You're like really pretty, like pretty and sexy pretty, like both. That's really cool. And you're good at like computers and stuff. That's cool too."
Annie's not awkward about it, but she's also kind of not talking to Daisy still. So she doesn't want to seem unappreciative for the compliments, because she genuinely does appreciate it. But also, fuck you, I'm not talking to you right now. So she just like she gives one of those tight-lipped smiles, like, thank you.
Yep. You're welcome. And then she points to Sparky. It's like, "Your turn." Oh wait, we should give somebody else a turn. Somebody else should say something nice about somebody.
Liam, It's your turn.
Liam's
Seattle,
just like,
for some reason, just
"Oh my
starts
God."
touching his nose.
just reflex.
Yeah, Liam's just like, oh my God. Yeah, it's Sparky came up with a nice idea to help us socialize. That was very, very thoughtful. Um, and some of us are enjoying the party more than others, and that's okay. So yeah, A plus for thoughtfulness, Sparky.
And they kind of do like a seated bow, like
Seattle may also
yeah.
be like quietly refilling Sparky and Daisy's big cup, so they don't necessarily notice the fact that it's not actually going down much.
and like Sparky's
Yeah.
like goes to take a drink as you're filling it, so it just goes halfway.
I could picture Daisy taking a sip and be like, "Is this like a magic cup? It doesn't get empty. This is cool."
Jesus,
Um,
we're such a mess.
The fact that they are drunk is the only reason Seattle's staying.
all right. Is anybody else doing anything during this exchange of niceties?
Jackie like rolls up their towel, stands up, and is like, I'm not getting blamed for any of this or any of the weird things that are said. And just like peace, and just kind of like goes and but they like, well, they sit in the back corner. They're like trying to get as far away from the group as possible so that they can wash their hands of this.
As the doctor does that, Daisy just calls out, it's like, "Hey, you're really good at the like medicine stuff. Good job.
I'm also very attractive, thank you."
Good job."
And Sparky's trying not to laugh.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is going on now?
And as you are enjoying this party and everyone's getting relaxed and whatnot, there's a communication little notice. You're being hailed by somebody.
Captain answers it.
So the other end of the line has that very like police radio kind of sound. It's just audio. And what name is your ship currently flying under?
I don't
I
know.
believe it's cache fromage.
Yes,
Yeah,
the cache fromage.
secret cheese.
Yes,
Your cheese. We are a cheese catering company.
something like that.
So there's probably like a cache from cheese ship. This is the GPF.
Cheese pun.
We're yeah.
Cheese ship.
Oh my God. We're conducting random routine searches of ships in the area, just looking for contraband. We're gonna need you to cut your engines and await to be boarded. We'll take a look around. As long as you're not hauling anything illegal, we'll be free to go. Just
You
routine.
gotta show us your license. And Sparky like peeks up over the console.
Captain just gently puts her hand on his head and pushes it back down.
Seattle's coming over to try and move Sparky away from the console.
Sparky's like arm is up, like, you gotta show us the license.
What my crewmate is just simply worried about. There have been a rash of false GPF, and we would like to see your credentials.
I see. We've heard about that, though that's happening more out towards Pluto. We haven't had reports of that in this area. We're sending over the credentials now. Just go ahead and cut your engines, and they send over a thing, and it looks legit.
You a cop? You gotta tell us if you're a cop.
Seattle's like, they just told us they are the police.
Is everyone over there okay? It sounds like you might have some crew in distress over there.
Not in distress, intoxicated.
No, it's not a dress skirt.
Right.
Seattle's trying to convince Sparky to please just drink some more of the non-alcoholic.
Every time Sparky goes to take a drink, they're like, they almost drink it, and then they're like, "Oh, I should have said that." It's just like taking care of a drunk person.
Blurts out like, we're having a company beach party. That's why some of us are, not me, but some of us are intoxicated.
Yeah, you're such a narc.
We're not participating in anything illegal.
Right. All right, just cut your engines, prepare to be boarded. We'll take a look around. I'm sure we won't disturb your company party for too long.
Certainly.
Seattle looks to the captain as soon as the call's end and is like, we don't have anything illegal currently, do we?
I do not believe so. Unless somebody has brought something aboard without telling me.
Seattle looks to Sparky. Is everything stashed?
What?
Oh my god.
Why do we have a stash?
Do we need a license for that giant cock?
So glad you said it. I was like, I don't want to breach it.
Seattle's like, Seattle shakes his head. No, I've already got the doctor's paperwork.
Yeah, you have paperwork for that. So just as a reminder of things that you do have on the ship that your characters would know about readily, there are a bunch of guns on the ship that I don't think you necessarily have like bills of sale or licenses for.
We've had them so long that all of us had forgotten.
The guns
They're just kind of a part of the ship.
Yeah. Put a lid on that.
Yeah, and you do have like some tech that's like not necessarily illegal, but would definitely be like, oh, you have this? Let me do a more extensive search now.
It's like, do you have a license for that?
And Seattle's like, oh fuck, our guns.
You should go put a lid on that. And Sparky like doesn't fall over, but does that like stumble run where they're like falling forward more than they are walking.
Yeah, Seattle goes to catch some sort of thing. It's like, you are staying in here.
No, I'm good.
No,
it's
you're
just my legs.
No.
Seattle, you need a hand with the guns.
Sparky,
Yes.
sit down.
I'm going to go and take hands that aren't drunk right now, and gestures towards Seth and Liam, and like Annie, sort of thing. Like
As soon as Captain says Sparky sit down, they sit down like a trained dog. Like they're just like right next to the door.
Just right on the ground.
It's power. It's like Sparky's looking at Daisy like, did you see that?
Daisy just nods, and then like is smiling and nodding everything, and just like flipping a light switch has a sudden look of sheer panic on her face, and it's just like, oh, I gotta delete my browser history. I'll be right back.
Captain puts on a long-sleeved shirt of some kind to cover up the blades.
And Daisy looks at Seattle and says, "It's not that. Get your mind out of the gutter."
it's not illegal hacking.
Okay, correct gutter. It's that. So she
I
stumbles
don't
off.
want to think about the other.
She stumbles off to her room. Do you cut engines and allow the police on board?
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
Seattle's getting things hidden up in the walls where he's got all of his hidey stash areas that are well shielded for this sort of thing.
All right. Well, I think that's a good spot to take a break. While the Benny Hill theme plays and you all try to get stuff hidden. And then we'll come back in about 10 minutes and we'll find out what happens. So we'll be right back.